I know you're good. I know you are. Yeah. It rained here this morning. Another flood, y'all. I'm telling you. I was going to plant some plants today, but I think that's going to have to wait till another day. I can't get out there with a shovel like this. I am going to fry me a couple of chicken thighs because that's my favorite piece of chicken. And so I've just got them in a plate right here. I haven't even washed them off. I just wanted to see how nice and fat they are. And I'll leave the skin on mine. And what I do is I'm just rinsing them off right here. I like to just rinse my chicken off a little bit. Give it a little bath. And get it nice and clean. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it next. You know, chicken thighs are real thick. So when I fry my chicken thighs, I cut me a little slit right here beside that bone right there. See right there? I'm going to cut a little slit. And that's going to ensure that when I fry my chicken, it gets down to the bone and gets really done down in there. Because some of these things are fat, I'm telling you. Just cut me a little bit of slit, just like that. See that? And that's going to help it to get it done better. You don't want any raw chicken, that's for sure. Just cut a little slit on each side, like that. Put it in your plate or a bowl. If you were cooking for a crowd, you could do that. You could just do a big old bowl full of it. Because I actually bought a whole pack of chicken, and I think it had 6 thighs in it, 5 or 6. But I'm only cooking me 2 for today. This will probably be my lunch and my supper because it's already 1:30 or 1:45 right now. So I've got late today with my eating, but that's all right. I stopped by the grocery a while ago and I decided I was going to get me a candy bar, and I did. But anyway, so what I do next is I salt and pepper it like this. I put a little salt on both sides. Just a little bit. And I'm going to put some pepper on both sides. Like that. I like a lot of pepper on mine. And I love chicken thighs. I like the dark meat. All right, the next thing I'm going to put is something y'all probably don't put on yours, but I like it on mine. I put just a tad of paprika on mine. Well, more than a tad. I actually put a pretty good bit on mine. I like it though. Put a little bit of paprika, and then I'm going to put just a scoop of buttermilk. You know, I told you to always put just a little bit of buttermilk on yours. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon on each one, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Let me get it, if I can get it out. There we go. Rub it around in there. See, you just want to coat it good like that. It's nothing to it, y'all. Just coat it around like that. And now I'm going to dredge it around in some flour. But to do that, I'm going to get a bowl, and I'll show you why, because I like to have my flour kind of thick. But what I'm going to do first, though, is I've got my skillet already on the stove, and I'm going to put in probably at least 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using corn oil, but you can use canola oil or any other kind of oil you want. That's 2, 3. That's all I'm going to put in there. 3 tablespoons of it. Put it around. I'm going to turn my eye on it. Let that be getting hot while I'm doing the next little step. It's real easy. Real easy. Y'all can make you some fried chicken in no time, and it's just so good, and you don't have to run around uptown looking for somebody selling fried chicken. You can make your own. But anyway, I'm going to put it in this bowl. I could have put it in the bowl to start with, but I want you to kind of see what I was doing. All right, so you can take some white lily flour. Now, I'm using self-rising today, and the reason for that is my jar is getting empty, and I'm fixing to pour the rest of this in this jar. I try to keep my jar pretty full. but you could use the plain. You don't have to use the self-rising, but anyway, so I'm going to just pour a little bit of flour on that. I'm not going to pour that out yet because I'm going to see if I've got enough. And what I'm doing now, I've got my flour, and I'm just going to, see that buttermilk and that flour is going to make you crusty. It's going to make you crusty. I had a Facebook friend to send me some good pickles. I've had, and little okra that they had made, little pickled okra and cucumber pickles, and they taste really good with fried chicken. I may get me some of those out. I need to refrigerate them first though and get them good cold. I like to kind of really wiggle mine in there now. I like to get a lot on it because I like the crusty, and that buttermilk with that self-rising flour makes a wonderful crust. You can deep fat fry these if you want to. I'm not going to today. I'm going to do mine like a regular fry. Let me wash my hands off real quick, and then we'll go over there and do that. We'll do that part. And then while that's cooking, we're going to make up some sweet tea. There's been a bunch of y'all wanting to know how to make tea. I was shocked that you didn't know how. I just thought everybody knew how. That's why I hadn't done any sweet tea stuff. I mean, I guess it was just something that I was raised on, and as a result, I just knew how to make it and assumed that everybody else knew how too. But evidently, everybody doesn't know how. All right, y'all come over here to this side, and we're gonna make us some chicken. All right, we've got our grease on. I just did a little skillet because it's just these two little pieces. And I'm gonna fry this real slow. And the reason I'm gonna fry it slow is because it's thick chicken, and I'm just pan frying it. I'm not deep fat frying it, I'm just pan frying it. So I'm gonna do like this, lay it in there. I'm sure y'all can see that. I'm gonna lay me another piece in there. And I've got it turned down to 3. I hope I haven't got it too hard to start with. Hold it up just a second. I want it to cook real slow. I'm not in any hurry. All right, there we go. All right, there's our chicken. Now let's make some sweet tea. So here's how I'm going to do that. I've got, in a boiler, what you do is in a boiler, you put some water in there, and you're going to get that water hot because that pulls out all the flavor in the tea leaves, okay? A long time ago, I used to make all my tea with loose tea, and I had to do a tea strainer and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays, they got it so easy for us that I really like it better. So let me wash my hands again. I'll repeat. That's the one thing you're going to have to do when you're doing the chicken. You just go, I guess you're going to be constantly washing your hands off. All right, so anyway, so in a boiler, just put some water in there. I put 4 cups because I'm going to make a whole gallon because I like to make a whole gallon. That way you got it for a couple of days, and then you can make some more if you're like me and live alone. But if you got a crew that you cook for, you're probably going to have to make a gallon a day because it's so good, especially with summertime here, and you'll be wanting some good sweet tea. But anyway, I put 4 cups of water in this boiler. All right, I'm going to turn my water on, and I'm going to get it hot. And when it gets hot, I'm going to put a tea bag in there. Now, here's the tea bag. And see, it's made out of real thin paper, kind of thinner than a coffee filter, really. But it's got your tea in there, and this one little bag right here is going to make a whole gallon of tea. Now, I use the Y'all's sweet tea. It's an Alabama thing. I love this. And so, anyway, this kind I use. And, whoo, what was that? What was that? It was my drawer. Something followed in my drawer. And so, but I've got to wait till this gets hot in order to put this in it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to sit it right there And we're going to wash our chicken fry, and I'll tell you how to do the next step on the sweet tea, okay? I've got me out a gallon pitcher. This is a gallon right here. Almost two if you carried it all the way up to the top, which I'm not. But it's a gallon pitcher. I've been collecting these for a long time. I've got this one. This is black, and I've got this little bitty one right here. This is like a little half a gallon size right here. Aren't they pretty? I love this kind of stuff like that. I guess I just love antiques. I don't know. But this is your half gallon, this is your gallon. So I'm going to use the gallon one. And tonight, after I drink a bunch of sweet tea, I'll probably, see, that's cooking real slow, and that's what we want. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off for just a minute, let this water heat up, and then I'll turn it back on, okay? Okay, my water is good and hot, so I'm taking it off the eye. You just take it off, and you drop your tea bag in that hot water, like that. And push mine down with a spoon, make sure it gets down in there good. I like to do that. Push it down in there good. There we go. You cover it with your lid, and you let it steep. You just sit there, and that hot water, it's just gonna sit here now, just plain. And that hot water is gonna pull out all that good flavor of those tea leaves that's in there. And you want to let it sit at least 9 minutes or so, 9 or 10 minutes, just to make sure that it's gotten everything out. So we're just going to let it sit there 9 or 10 minutes, and while we're letting that do, we're going to turn our chicken over. I got it still low. I got it cooking real slow. All right, I'm going to turn this off for 9 minutes and let this happen, okay? I was going to show y'all how I turn my chicken on its side sometimes. When it's a big old fat piece like this, sometimes I have been known to kind of stand it up on its edge and put the other chicken up next to it on its edge so they fry on the end of the pieces, and I'm going to leave it that way. Just kind of tin it up there so it can fry on that side too. It's still laying flat the whole time. Okay, I want you to see how the side of this chicken looks. Let me get you up here a little bit closer. Okay. See, I told you I was going to sit it on its end, rather. See that end of that chicken? How crispy that is? You just don't want to be in a hurry. Now, I'm going to put it up like this and do the other side. And I know this is sometimes you would call it a headache or whatever you want to call it. But what I'm trying to do, I told y'all that I was not in a hurry. That I wanted to cook it slow. But now you can cook it a lot faster in this. My deep fat fry pan, I already got the oil in it. I keep my oil in my pan all the time. It sits right there. And I clean it and sit it right there because I use it all the time. And I know some of you aren't eating fried foods, and that's okay. But I like them. That's one of my favorite things. I love fried foods. So I eat some fried foods, but I like to fat fry mine fast sometimes in my chicken. And it does real good like that too. So you could have done the very same thing, with your salt, your pepper, your white lily flour, and a little paprika, buttermilk, and you could have done it in there. At maybe 350 degrees or whatever, and it would fry a little faster. But I'm looking for this crunch on the outside, and I'm just gonna do like this, and I'm gonna have me some chicken and tea. My tea's still steeping, and after a while I'll pour it up. All right, my chicken is ready. Okay, so I think it's ready. What I do is this: I take mine out, and I just like to cut into mine just a little bit just to make sure, because I sure don't want any raw chicken. And I peek in there, and it is good and it's done. I don't know if y'all can see down in there or not, but that's how I check it. I look in there, and the meat is real tender. So I'm gonna take up this other part, this other chicken thing here, and I've got me 2 pieces of fried chicken. Now, if you wanted to make gravy in this chicken grease, let me just make a little. I'm not gonna eat it, but I'm gonna make some just so you can see how easy it is, okay? You've got your chicken grease right there, and all you need is a little plain flour. Let me get some white lily plain flour. And since I don't have much grease, I certainly don't need much flour. You just need a little bit to, let me see if that's about enough. Let me put that right there for a second so I can get this stirred around. You leave those crumblies in there. That makes it so good. I think I can use the rest of this. I didn't want to put too much in there to start with. All right, and I've got it on high now. And so you see this? You see how I had that little bit of grease left, and I've got those little crumblies left in there from the chicken. And you just put that little bit of flour in there, and you're going to stir it around till it gets good and brown. You're going to put a little salt and pepper in it. Let me get that back out. I wasn't going to fix gravy, but hey, I'm going to fix it for y'all, that's for sure. Put a little bit of salt. We'll just use this pepper right here. A little bit of pepper. That ought to be plenty, because I don't have much gravy, do I? All right, and then you put water in it. Okay? Let me get some water. Now, I don't know how much water. What you're going to do is you'll put about half of what you got in there just to kind of see. It looks good. I may have to eat it after all. It took all of that. My mother used to buy a loaf of white bread. It'd be a big old loaf, and she'd make fried chicken and gravy, and we would put the gravy over the white bread. Have y'all ever done that? My husband has put gravy on it. He likes roast gravy on top of cornbread. He splits his cornbread open and puts roast gravy. Or did when he was living, bless his little heart. All right, so there's you some chicken gravy. We'll move it off the eye, and I'll be right back. All right, everything's done. I've got my plate here, and I had some leftover biscuits for breakfast. So what I'm going to do is open these up like this. And I am going to put me some good gravy on. Can y'all see? I wasn't even going to make gravy today for me. But you people talked me into it. And I'm going to put just a little bit on my tomatoes. I like to put gravy on my tomatoes. Have y'all ever done that? It tastes so good. And there's my plate. And here's my lunch. And here's to you. Anyway, I've got my tomatoes with a little gravy on it. It's so good. I'm going to taste my biscuit. I didn't heat my biscuit up since my gravy was already warm. I just did it like this. It's delicious. And yes, I thank the Lord for my food before I ate it. It's fine. Fat and fine. This will have to be my supper and my lunch because it's so late in the afternoon I won't be hungry again. This is just gonna have to be it. Y'all have a blessed rest of the day. Make you a little fried chicken and some biscuits and gravy, and hope you can find you a fresh tomato.